Can we all see what is on my screen? Now, to insert any smart art into a presentation, you have to first of all specify which slide you would like to insert that very smart art. In our example, I'm going to create a new slide. So I'll click below there and then click to insert a new slide. When you insert this new slide, like we saw in our previous workshop, we can now work with the feature inside this placeholder. Or else you can use this option for insert and you will still be in a position to access the smart art. So let me click on the insert smart art graphic. So when you click on that button, then this choose smart art graphics dialog box will be displayed as we can see on the screen. Just like we said, at the moment this area we see here is showing us all the types of smart art graphics that we can insert into our slide that we have here. Why do I say so? Because the active button is all. So when it is at all, it means that you are in a position to view all the different smart art. So the first one is for list smart art. So all these ones go for list. Then we have process smart art. So these are all for process smart art. Then we can now have the cycle smart art, as we can see. Then we have hierarchy smart arts. Then we have got relationship smart arts. And then we have matrix smart art. Then lastly pyramid. So this area will show you all the smart arts that you can work with, all the categories. So if you want a different category of a smart art, then for instance you want to work with list, then you click on list and you will be in a position to view only the list or the different smart arts that fall under this category for list. Then if you want to work with process, you'll click on process and there you will be in position to view all the different smart arts that fall under process. Likewise for cycle, for hierarchy, relationship, matrix and pyramid. So let's have a look at this hierarchy. So we want to insert a hierarchy smart art. So to insert, you go under the category group, then you select that particular type. Then after selecting, what is interesting is that each of these smart art features or diagrams that we see have got names. So when you point at the first one, you can see it is saying this is an organization chart. So if they tell a student insert an organization chart into your slide, then that student has to be well conversant with these different categories. So organizational chart, then you can see we have hierarchy, then we can see labeled hierarchy, then we have table hierarchy, we have hierarchy list, we have horizontal labeled hierarchy, and lastly we have horizontal hierarchy. So assuming we would like to work with the organizational chart. So what we shall do is to click on it. When we click on it, we shall have a preview of that chart in this area. So, and even you will go ahead and look at the description of organization chart. So they're saying use organization chart to show hierarchical information or reporting relationship in an organization. So if this is what you want, then you come and click on OK. So when you click on OK, we have the chart inserted into the slide. Once this chart is inserted into your slide, then you have to go ahead and start working with that chart. Now this chart comes with the different shapes, as we can see, but this does not mean that we can work with only the provided shapes. We can go ahead and add more shapes if we want, as we shall see. Then another thing we have to take note of is that once this chart is inserted into your slide, then two more tabs are introduced to the tab area. So one is the design tab and another one is the format tab. So you will work with these two tabs to help you maneuver these different SmartArt graphics that you may insert into your slide. So that's why they are there. And they will only appear if the SmartArt graphic is selected. If it is not selected, then we shall not be in position to see those two tabs. So that means to work with the SmartArt graphics inserted into your slide, you have to select that given SmartArt. Then you have a view of these two tabs. Now, how do I enter text into my SmartArt? First of all, before we can enter text, we can still move this SmartArt to a point we want. If we don't want these different placeholders, we can either move them or delete, depending on what you want to do. So to insert text, you can click inside the shape. I'm going to show you two ways how we can insert text into the shapes. So the first one is by clicking in the shape where we see text. So after clicking there, then you will go ahead and insert that text. For instance, you can say head teacher. So when you type head teacher, then the text will be inserted there. That is the first way to insert this text into the SmartArt graphics. And to edit the text, you will just use your pointer, click, then try to make the editing you want. Just like I said, two ways. First one is that. Now, how about if I want to insert text into this shape without clicking there? What you do is you work with what we call the text pane. This is the text pane. So from this text pane, we shall just know the first one is this shape where we see head teacher. So when you type here, then the text will come here. Now to insert text into this one, Without even selecting, we shall click where we see text. So when we click there, then we shall see that right now this shape is selected. If I want to work with this, then I will just click on the next. Then here we shall have this shape selected. So to insert here our text, we shall select, then we say deputy. So as you're typing from this text pane, you will see that even the text is being entered into the shape. So after deputy, sorry for that, for that dialog box, after deputy we have maybe the DOS. So we click in this one so that we insert text in this shape. So we shall say DOS. As you're typing, you will see also the text going there. Then we want to insert into this. Let's first jump this and insert in this one. So to insert in this shape, we shall just go to the last. What you do, the trick is easy. You just count and you will know that, hey, this one will take me to this. So from here, we have none teaching, for instance. None teaching stuff. Then you can now enter in this one by clicking on that area. Then you will say teachers. So when you're done, you can click into your art, SmartArt graphics. Now, assuming this text pane is not displayed, let me close it, and you want to insert the text into the shapes with the help of the text pane. How do we access this text pane? What we do is we shall go to the design tab. From our design tab, we shall move our pointer where we see text pane, which is under create graphics group. So you just click on that. So when you click on it, then you'll have your text pane displayed. What we also have to note from this text pane, it will also give you the name of the SmartArt graphics that you are working with. And the name of the SmartArt graphics we are working with is the organization chart. So whenever you insert a different SmartArt graphics, the name of that SmartArt will always be displayed from this text pane just at the bottom here. So you can display or hide the text pane using this button. Assuming you wanted to add more shapes to this very chart. So to add more shapes, what you do is you go where we see the add shape. So when you go to this add shape, it will show you can either add that shape after or add the shape before. So when you click before, for it will take this way. I will click on it. After, on my keyboard, I press on the backspace key. So that means I will first select, then I go to add shape. So if it is add shape, where do you want it to go? Add shape after, add shape before, add shape above, add shape below, add assistant. So if for instance you say after you click on it, then you will see that it will go after this one. Maybe you have got deputy 1, so you want to edit, so you will say deputy 1. Then to add text into this one, then you will say you click here so that this one gets selected. That is if you want to work with this text pen. Then you say deputy. As you're typing, you can see the text in that shape, deputy 2. And you're done with adding the text and the shape. You first select the shape, for instance this. So after selecting that shape, then you will go to add shape button. Then from there you will specify, do you want to add it after? Do you want to add that shape before? Do you want it to go above or below, or add assistant? So there it is upon you. If for instance we say before, if it is before, it means it will go between teachers and those. So let's see whether it is true. So when you click before, then you have the shape added there. So maybe you have two doses. You have got dose general, so you select, then you can say dose general. This one is for general duty. Then maybe you have dose academics. So that's how we can work with those different SmartArt shapes. Then also we can decide to change the different layouts. So if you want to change the layouts, then you will work with the layouts group, which is still found under the design tab. So assuming you want it to appear like that, then you will select on that particular layout. Or if you want it in this shape, then you will just go and click on that. So when you click on it, then you can still see the arrangement will be the same. We have DOS 1, DOS 2, Deputy 1, Deputy 2, DOS General, DOS Academics, Teachers, then we have non-teaching staff. So you can work with the layouts to help you do that. There are other layouts which you can decide to work with. If you want it to be in that form, then you select. Then we have this option that can take you to more other layouts if you want to change the different to a different hierarchy graphics. So I will close that. Then besides that, we also have here the options to change the color. Maybe you are not happy with this color, or you don't like it, then you can work with the change colors button. Then from there you will select the color you like. All these are the different colors you can work with. So as I move my pointer to the different colors, you can see the changes from the slide. Let's assume this is what you want, then you click on it and it will be applied to that SmartArt graphics. The colors are different from the layouts, as we can see. So when you select a different layout, you will see what has happened to the SmartArt graphics. Then besides the colors button, we can also decide to work with the SmartArt styles. So with the SmartArt styles, you can see if I point on the different SmartArt styles you see on our slide, in the graphics there are changes. So if I point on that, you see the change. You can see the changes on the SmartArt that we have inserted into our slide. Let's look at other types of the styles. For instance, if you like that, you point, you can see. If this is what you want, you can see the changes. How about if this is what I want, then I will click and then it will be applied to the SmartArt graphics that you have inserted into your slide. Then also, assuming you don't want this, these graphics that you have, the styles that you have applied to your SmartArt, you want to go back to the original or reset, then that will take us to this option where we see reset graphics. You reset upon selecting that particular graphics. So what you do is to click on reset graphics. So when you click on reset graphics, then we shall be taken back to the graphics that we started with. So that's why I said we can work on our graphics, that is if the design tab is active, and activating the design tab, we select that particular graphics that we have in our slide, then we shall be in a position to do all these other things that we have done. So that is it with the organization chart. Let's have a look at a different type of SmartArt. So I will insert a different slide below here. Then we say insert SmartArt. Then this time around, let's try to see how we can work with maybe the matrix. So when you click on the matrix, we have these different styles for matrix. For instance, if it is titled matrix, you can see how it will be displayed. So if that is the style you want, then you will go ahead and click on OK. So when you click on OK, then you have that style inserted. Just like we said, you are now going to start inserting the text. The good one is that we already have this one selected. So assuming you want to look at maybe something like a star topology, then you will just start. Maybe with star topologies, they always have the server in the center. Then here they have got computers. That is just an example that has come into my mind. So I will just say this one we have the server. Then I click on the next, and then this one is selected, as we can see from these resize points. Then now you can say computer A, Then you click on the next, you say computer B, then computer C, and then computer D. So you can do anything that you want with this SmartArt. So that is the example that has come into my mind. You can work still with the SmartArt shapes, styles, as we can see. For instance, that you can change the layout, as we can see from there, and we can also change the color, as we can see from here. So if this is the color you want, then you click, then it will be applied. So there are a lot of things with SmartArt. Then lastly, we have, maybe let's work with the insert tab, then SmartArt, then with relationship, and maybe this is what you want, then you select and click on OK. Then it will be inserted, as we can see. So with this one, you can decide to insert here a picture, or you can just go ahead and type if you want. But let's start by inserting a picture here. So we shall click in that very button where we see. So when you click, then you will be taken to the insert picture dialog box, just like we saw in the previous tutorials. Then from there, if the pictures are there, then you select and then go to the picture after insert. Then the picture will be inserted in that very shape, not to the whole slide. Then now we want to say this is network, and you want to say there are different types of networks. So you will click there, you select this shape and say the first one we have maybe wide area network. I will abbreviate as 1. Maybe then these options here, you can go ahead and give maybe the characteristics of wide area network. So you just click and maybe say spans world. Then another network, you can say MAN, metropolitan area network. You give the characteristics. Then here we can just type inside and say LAN. Like we said, you can still change the styles and so on. I only encourage you to try and establish some other features that we have not talked about. You can also try to check on the Format tab, work with the Design tab, establish more and more. That's how I can end my presentation. Thank you for listening, and I welcome your inputs. I can now stop my screen sharing.